Zoom. They've been hovering this Sett first pick for so many times, just trying to tell people, hey, we play this Sett support too. Never done it. Finally, when it's do or die, they do show the Sett support. And this does mean that that Zoom is going to have a split pushing pressure over the Renekton. This is the first time in this entire series that we finally see him on the counter pick.
Yeah, finally getting into it, and we see Viktor as the last pick there for the side of Team WE. They'll be going into the very capable hands of Shanks. It's control mage versus control mage in the mid lane. Not really much to really talk about there. There's not really any kind of mad discrepancy between what the two of these types of champions are going to try and do. However, I'm curious to see how beishang and Breathe work
in the bot. There's massive kill lanes in the top side. If you don't use that Undertow level 1 power spike and get some information on WE, it's going to be very difficult to play the laning phase.
Yeah, I completely agree, and we are jumping very, very shortly onto the Rift for the 4th and potentially final games. Push it to the absolute limit. And for WE, you're kind of in a really, really good spot right now. If you lose, no one really expected you to beat JDG. If you win, you're riding high. It's a win-win situation regardless of what happens.
And we're going to see the level in poke in happening immediately. Olaf with the Undertow plus the Sett with the potential face smasher. Very, very strong combo. So WE is going to have to concede away some deep vision. And let's see how they play around this. The thing about deep vision is a lot of the times it can be a pro and a con. If the enemy team knows where that vision is, they can sometimes play around it and surprise you despite having that information disadvantage. So we're going to see beishang still opt to start on to the top side. And let's see what they do about this bot side where they're just going to leave it as is. No sweepers coming out, even though there was a back from Missing.
Yeah, I think it was just coming off cooldown, so he hasn't quite had the option of sweeping it away. Still give you, if you are unaware, you may have a trinket, but when you swap it out, it will not have the immediate effect. It does have a slight cooldown on it, as they see Missing flashing in straight away. Exhaust heal has to be used as well as the flash. Incredibly aggressive start to this lane. The power of Alistar and Samira puts the fear of God into LokeN.
And this is something that we've been seeing everyone do. If you have that Hex Text Flash Traption, you basically just force out the initial flash from the AD carry, and that allows your jungler, when he comes in, a very, very easy kill. You can still get that flash combo anyway. It's very easy to use that Hex Flash into the WQ combo for the Alistar. And if JD Gaming don't manage this wave correctly, don't have it pulled close enough to their own tower, they're just going to be sitting ducks here.
Yeah, we're going to see the Headbutt Pulverize coming in again. There is a flash available for LvMao, as he does end up trading back pretty forcefully. And I like this from the side of JDG. They're not afraid. They're not panicking right now and really playing defensively. They know they have the power to go toe-to-toe with this combination because they have the Sett.
Yeah, they did burn through 4 pots into the bot lane just to keep the Jhin alive right now, but Olaf is here first.
Oh, there's the flash in, and we talked about this. You have to be very, very careful. Missing is going to fall. First blood to JDG, and the aggression punished by JDG.
I don't know what to say there. You know, W just keep on going in every single time off cooldown. It would be fine if the Olaf wasn't there, but I don't know how you not assume the Olaf is coming towards the bot side. We do have to note the pathing from Kanavi was actually pretty creative here. He goes around his own red buff, so he actually skips a buff just to get to the bot lane in time for that kill. Maybe that's what threw WE off, or else that just looked kind of foolish.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have a huge issue with WE going as hard as they did, mainly because you're against Boost 4 pot and you just burned all the 4 pots, so you were in such a strong position just to, you know, kind of combat-wise, as Xiye is low on health, low on mana as this wave is being pushed into him. But you had such an opportunity, I suppose would be the word, to really kind of punish that very defensive start, and knowing that you have the Doran's Blade in the back pocket for your Samira, so the sustain and the damage is there in your favor. But overall, it's just a little bit too much, and like you said, the nice pathing from Kanavi might have caught them off guard a little bit. We'll never really know, but overall it just ends up being first blood. It's pretty much the only difference in the team right now. LvMao has roamed on his back now towards mid lane, and there are no summoners now on bot side. Sorry, I lied. There is a heal available on Jiumeng, but that's about it, so we might see some more action soon.
Yeah, a lot of the times it's pretty hard to kill the Samira outright. We saw LvMao actually burn an unnecessary flash. The Wild Rush, you can tag that with allies, so you can just go straight back into your minion wave. Killing Samira has proven a lot of times far more difficult than a lot of people have expected. So just catching her out can be difficult. And what I think we're going to see happen is W just try to prevent that lane from going sideways. They're just going to go in, use the rock surfing, move speed, go in, get deep vision. And they do spot Olaf on the top side. So this is actually incredibly safe to do. They're going to regain control and hopefully split the map to further Samira's lead.
Missing, just trying to keep the wave from crashing in onto the turret right now. So definitely being as helpful of a support as he possibly can. A little bit of a CS lead here for the JDG bot lane as Samira now jumps back in. Has got herself a Vamp Scepter versus just the pickaxe of this Jhin. But overall, you got to feel like the Jhin is still very, very safe without the flash engage coming in from Missing's Alistar. Shouldn't, and I put that in very, very big connotations, shouldn't be seeing any action in that bot lane anytime soon, realistically.
Yep, and talking about this top lane matchup, it only gets worse for Renekton as time goes on. Gnar has traditionally been one of the strongest counters to the Renekton. You know, as Slice and Dice, you kind of go in directly, and it's very easy for Gnar to attack you along the way, get that slow on you. Percent health damage scales incredibly well. And I'm kind of curious on what Zoom is going to build out of the Gnar. This is a champion that Zoom has played even off meta. And a lot of times we do see the Divine Sunder, but this will be the first one we see in competitive.
We'll have to wait and see what that develops into, of course. And there's still plenty of time in this game. We're only 6.5 minutes in. The dragon is up. Kanavi and beishang here with their supports. Not too far away either. So, again, another scuttle. It's going to be the third scuttle in a row now for beishang. He forces the flash in. beishang might have to force his own flash out. LvMao trying to be as annoying as possible. Nice face breaker, and that's going to be beishang. Killed on spot. Did not respect the CC lockdown. They get the TP out of both top laners, but it's a 4v5. I don't think WE can take this.
beishang actually had a lot of time to actually flash that, but didn't think the damage was going to come through. Goes down instead, and JD Gaming find their first strong win in the in this entire series. Most of the time, the early game has looked a tad weaker than WE.
Yeah, completely agreed. To get themselves an early Drake. It's going to be leading into an Ocean Drake, so that might be a Mountain or Cloud Soul. As we see, there's the ultimates coming in. Weaver's Wall has been popped. LvMao with a huge, absolutely massive shield. It shall not save him, though. So Renekton does flash away there. Is the ultimate coming in. Nicely baited out. And actually, Jiumeng just flashes away. LokeN flashes in and heals. Does not hit the Deadly Flourish. Both bot laners burning, both summoners. But it is LokeN who comes out with the HP lead.
Oh, LokeN's so molding right there. He spent everything, didn't find the kills. Now there's a 2v2 happening that is in favor of JD Gaming as long as they don't get bursted down.
beishang has got himself the smite to be able to keep himself a little bit healthier, but the rest of the team is here. Missing again, just in the right moment at the right time. Double kill for the Renekton. LvMao is here, but I don't know if he really wants this. They are going to drop down the Chaos Storm. Xiye has got flash should he need it. They are going to try and go for it. Oh! But it's Shanks with the one that's going to be able to take him down. And, well, JDG give it, JDG take it away. And they are the ones that end up being punished for just thinking they could fight.
Disaster strikes again. We didn't see how the start of that one really happened. But JD Gaming, once they weren't able to find the kill and once... Oh, good flash in.
Great flash.
Once they went across the ramp, I don't think they should have chased any further because they were going in blind and Shanks had a very easy time following up on the damage there. So probably should have let their blue buff go. Let's watch that again as it happens. beishang and Breathe poking their heads in, getting the flash out of Kanavi first. This is still a bad position for them, but once they're able to pass Zoom, I honestly felt like JD Gaming should have called it quits. There's two members rotating in. Missing is on far sooner than the likes of LvMao. And was that a... Oh, that was just a smite into him.
Yeah, smite to give him the extra HP, and Olaf not having the Ragnarok available meant that he was not able to just run head first into danger, and that is Very, very unfortunate. And we're back to an even game, apart from that Rift, or sorry, not the Rift Herald, excuse me, the Infernal Drake that was taken. This game is pretty damn even. It is CS advantages, though, in the bot lane for the side of JDG versus CS advantages in the mid and top for the side of Team WE. But a 3-0-0 Renekton. We haven't actually seen the Renekton Taliyah combo that we kind of expected. It's been a bit of an abnormal combo that we've seen invading and stuff, but overall, it's still working out for them.
And fighting in the jungle is definitely much easier than trying to tag the Gnar in lane. As in the jungle, there's a lot more obfuscated vision there, and it's much easier to land your combo on these corners and nooks and crannies. So I like the idea here that they're dragging the combo into the jungle rather than forcing it down the lane. However, JD Gaming are here first with LvMao.
Yeah, but look at the bot lanes. Both bot lanes are roaming up. This is going to be an interesting little move here. Ooh, xiye gets caught between the wall. They have to go in with the shockwave and the showstopper, but there's a hell of a lot of damage going down immediately onto beishang. He will fall, as will Viktor, but it's a trade back as they try and just go for this one. Now Jiumeng is here. Ooh. Great Gnar ultimate into the wall. JDG should be able to clean up house. Beautiful play from Zoom.
And this is what happens when you give Jhin a counter pick in the top lane. He's going to do magic for you. Gets to the site first, finishes with a beautiful ultimate, and finally JD Gaming are able to capitalize off of some of these kills. It looks super dicey at the start, and xiye has to burn his flash just to get across terrain. But LvMao was waiting on that side the entire time, gets the double stun, they followed it into the shockwave, and Kanavi has free reign onto the bot lane. Not enough summoners left there to allow the Viktor to escape. Beautiful finish.
Yeah, that was just so nice there from Zoom. And that is exactly what you needed from JDG right there. Felt like the game was, again, slipping away from them. Team WE kind of building themselves back up, but a perfect team fight for them. Puts them right back in on top of this.
Oh, there's question mark pings going down. They definitely suspect it.
Spidey sense is there. That's very nice to see from the side of JDG. And that's the JDG we expect. You know, the JDG that we've been wanting to see pretty much since quarterfinals of Worlds, where they didn't really have an amazing World Championship either. This is what we wanted to see from them. Great, you know, topside plays, really forcing out as much as they possibly can, and just gaining advantages where, you know, realistically it looks like they shouldn't.
Yeah, I think the most important thing about JD Gaming comps is they do need very strong front lines to execute their Tasha, of course, coaching Flash Wolves. So they have had a lot of time to figure out each other. And one of Domo's best strategies has been the draft trap, which basically means that you try to take away someone's ability to play the game by forcing them into very compromising positions, pincering them like with their Renekton Taliyah, and to their credit, they did get Zoom on something that is completely off meta. No one is playing this Gnar whatsoever, and it's up to Zoom to make it work.
As we said, they're not off meta, but definitely not considered top tier at the moment, so we can see what Zoom is able to do when given the opportunity. Pink War going to spot out beishang, so they know that it was a little bit of a bait and switch. Don't think they wanted to go for that fight either way, as he had just gone mega. Now, where do you fight if you're on the side of TW? Oh, Kanavi is here, and beishang flashes away, but he's been smited and undertowed to death. That is a quick and easy kill, and that's the confident Kanavi we wanted to see for a very long time. And oh, Shanks forced a flash as there was just randomly 4 people in his lane. The rest of Team WE, for probably the first time this series, slow on the rotation.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the case. JD Gaming look a lot more proficient when they're playing around Zoom on this top side. They spot out beishang on the ward. They know where his pathing is. Great prediction by Kanavi. Instantly blows the Ragnarok to get in. And this is 2 turret platings, a kill, and a lot of his vision established on the top side here. So 4K for JD Gaming. Finally, this is what I wanted them to play the entire series. I was just like, please give Zoom the counter pick. And this is the reason why.
Currently have a response. As I say that, though, Zoom might be in a little bit of trouble. They're going to be able to use the Weaver's Wall, which they have to drop straight away. Flash burnt by Zoom. He's going to use his little happy feet, get himself away, but he should still fall down. beishang picks up that quick kill, and despite everything being thrown back at the crocodile, he still picks himself up a nice little kill.
This is the caster curse. This is the caster
Yep.
curse.
We
Every
start
time you
singing
say
his
players,
praise.
like, it's been a long time since Zune actually went back to get his items. So, right there we saw the difference in just getting the boots too. This is very common in melee versus range matchups. You're able to stick up to the Gnar, and great find by beishang as well, just closing off the escapes and forcing out the flash.
JDG, again, still got to play it properly. You can't be going too overzealous as they have no flash on Shanks in the mid lane. No shockwave either. And we'll have to wait and see what the next real fight is. I don't know if either team is going to feel comfortable fighting over the mid lane towers. They might just let them go if they're being that defensive. But the dragon fights should be where it is. JDG got themselves two nicely stacked into their corners. They are just waiting for that third one to spawn. They should be in a pretty decent position to be able to try and close out this game. As I said, it's a good start, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. They got to get it to the end.
At this point, the real danger to WE is their inability to deal with Kanavi. He's a little too fed at this point. He's crowd control immune, and he can just run into the back line against Shanks, against Jiumeng way too easily. So they can't really deny Kanavi any position in these team fights, and I feel like they have to play for pick. They have to play for cutting off the members of JD Gaming before they're set up at this dragon fight.
Yeah, completely agree. I think if you're looking to try and fight over this objective, you need to try and find, like you said, a xiye, a LokeN, hell, maybe even a LvMao, so they lose that kind of engage straight off the bat before they're even able to set up. But as of this moment and time, Jiumeng is just going to be pushing in this bot side with Missing in tow. It's very, very even. One item power spikes pretty much across the board apart from the supports. And as I say that, we talked about we wanted a pick just before this dragon, and that's exactly what they got. Now, it's just a little bit too early for the dragon. However, you will take that gold.
There's two combos you never give in 10.25. Renekton Taliyah and Alistar Samira. And guess what? WE got all three picks. In like the first two rotations. Oh.
Yeah,
so that's how you execute it. It's just way too easy to execute.
Yep, once the summoner is up, and hell, you don't even need a full summoner. You just use your Hex Flask if you need, or if someone just walks a little bit too close, and someone like a Sett is just going to have absolutely no chance whatsoever of defending themselves. Breathe is just in this top side, clearing out ways. I will say, though, for the side of JDG, they are the ones that are getting the current turret pressure and current turret priority in the top and mid lane. Yes, they've lost it towards the bot side, but that's just reset. So overall, it's not really that bad a position right now, as Olaf is being pinged out. They're going to try and maybe jump onto Zoom here. Yep. Straight away going to see if they can try and catch him out. He tries, hops himself away. Missing is here, and Zoom is very much aware of this. They're just going to try and chase him down. Kanavi maybe in tow to maybe try and help him out. xiye there. There's a 3v3, 4v3 now that I think about it, as they're trying to jump in on top of everybody. beishang gets jumped on now. Gnar goes down, but so does the Taliyah. Breath jumping down onto xiye. xiye not quite able to get the final little bit of damage. 2v2 now. We're going to focus on that one as LvMao has joined the fight with Kanavi. And Breathe is on the wrong side of the rift. He's going to try and get on top of xiye. Not able to do it. He had the damage, just not quite having the range. The phase rush doing so much work. Missing is there. And while that was happening, the AD carries are still in bot side farming, so nothing else really happens there. But Rift Herald is up, so is the Mountain Drake. Time enough for both these dead carries to kind of come back up. And I feel like JDG, they're going to maybe just try and go for this... who got that one there? Oh, I think
they're going to go straight for Drake.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, I got distracted.
Got
distracted by the scuttler, but overall, still advantage to JDG.
Yeah, that's the issue with this fight so far. You see Kanavi, he's basically undeniable. He runs right through your members and targeting beishang down. Way too easy for him to do. On the flip side, they had an extremely difficult time actually killing Zoom, because Zoom's actually healing a tremendous amount with this Divine Sunderer. So they're going to have to do the pick game.
And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. Zoom, however, will go into Mega and will pick up a kill. Zoom. My God, man. So well played. 3v1, still trades 1 for 1, and the rest of his team are taking everything else on the map.
Yeah, there's a lot of burst damage coming out when he goes into that Mega Gnar form. They've been continuously buffing Mega Gnar's numbers over and over again for the last couple of patches. Very little cooldowns on that as well. And unfortunate for Missing that has to face plant and face the beast there. So it is a tower for tower trade, but JD Gaming do get more out of it. They get the extra kill, not the extra kill, but you know, the kill they shouldn't have gotten.
Yes.
And also on soul points. So JD Gaming just looking to slow the game down, play a very stock standard, come into the dragon fight, and it's gonna be basically impossible for W to win at this point. Like, Jiumeng's gonna be in range of a raging Olaf. Xiye is gonna put the ball onto Zoom as he flies in, or even onto LvMao. It's just very difficult to get away from JD Gaming if you want to contest them on these objectives.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And you're 5,000 or 4,500 gold down. JDG very much in control. You need to find a pick, and you said like the pick game is kind of all they've got right now. But Shanks might be picked off himself. There's the Weaver's Wall to try and separate out everybody else. Chaos Storm has been used, and that's going to be a little bit of an overextension. Big double kill going over to the side of Team WE, and all of a sudden, this doesn't look as clean cut and dry anymore. Xiye trying to get towards that blast cone. He's so close. It's 3 kills to Samira, the Baron, as well. Oh, JDG, what happened?
Why was that necessary? I don't understand why they needed to go for that play. LokeN is looking absolutely shell-shocked. He's like, what are you guys doing?
LokeN just trying his very best to maintain wave control. They give up everything. They've equaled out the goal. Actually, it's only about 1,000 now in favor of JDG, but this is just, they're just going too far close. Like, you're just flying too close to the sun.
I know you're trying to reference the story of Icarus, but man, I just can't keep my attention anymore. Like, this is so insane for JD Gaming. Completely unnecessary throw and a huge give me to Jiumeng as he picks down all 3 of these kills.
Oh, that is unfortunate to say the least, and at the worst, that is just a straight up misplay. And I feel like that's the ultimate caster curse that we've just given over to the side of JDG. We were just highlighting how much we were enjoying watching them. We were highlighting how much we were loving seeing Zoom on a carry. And then they just decide to throw it away by trying to kill off a Shanks. And again, it's a control mage. It's a guy who has a lot of ways of slowing you down, keeping himself safe. You can't just throw yourself at him unless you have perfect knowledge of where everyone is, and they clearly didn't.
Yeah, that was JD Gaming saying it's dinner time. Let's go, boys. 3-1 it is. Almost feels like what.
Did you send a text message? Did you go? All right, guys, like sort of brother out here. I need to go to dinner. I have a booking. I have a booking soon. I need you to wrap this stuff up.
I might have.
Oh,
you know, we're still
collusion.
extremely close in this game. So,
it is.
The
It is still
problem right
very
now
close.
is WE now have the vision control where it counts most. They're going to be setting around this Drake perfectly. They're going to have the minion wave control. Even though Gnar can beat Renekton in lane, he can't push him out of this position. So JD Gaming are going to have to face plant into this.
Oh, Missing, though, gets caught out by the shockwave and takes a lot of damage. Forced to flash as well. They're going to have to body block the big, beefy man. And they should be able to do it relatively successfully. Shanks gets caught. Needs to be very, very careful. Dragon is up in less than 50 seconds. They want to reset, get themselves back onto the board, and come back out and get this dragon. If they lose this and the Dragon Soul goes up into JDG, all that amazing effort they just got will be for naught.
And this does feel like a bit more of a win for WE, in fact, because they burn multiple ultimates that are quite critical to the team fight. LokeN's not going to have ult. Xiye is not going to have ult. And
he
Kanavi,
should have it. He should have it. He's got plenty of cooldown, but it will be a little bit
his
delayed.
cooldown's pretty insane.
Yeah, he should have it. So, but yeah, I completely agree. It's like
W just rush in here. They just rush in and take it.
Yeah. We'll see now. Zoom is off to the bottom side. Breath is
he's
here.
very close to Mega.
He is very close to Mega, and I think that should give enough time for JDG to kind of wait this one out. WE do not want to fight this as of this moment in time. LvMao is in the Dragon Pit. They are just going to try and wait out this Mega Gnar. Mid lane turret does go down as the Rift Herald was spawned. It's kind of a 1v5v4 as they're splitting up, just keeping WE at an arm's length. Now that Zoom is out of Mega, you feel like WE should feel a little bit more confident trying to take this dragon, and they are going to start it.
Yep, they really don't want to be caught on the bottom side of the river with Zoom coming in with Mega. Too easy of a multi-man ult.
Go! It's going to be a smite. It's secure. JDG got the soul. Now the fight ensues. LvMao jumps straight back in on top of Missing, trying to keep him down, but beishang is dead. The Renekton is covered on all sides by 4 people. There's the flash in, and they're going to be able to clean up this fight. No bother whatsoever. Jiumeng trying his very, very best, but it is not going to be enough. JDG take the ace. They're going to run down that mid lane.
Great smite coming in from Kanavi. He gets the critical last tick onto the Drake, and with that, the shields pop up on everyone. Zoom is able to jump forward, get that carry, get Shanks onto the wall, just nail him down there, and they pick up the rest of the fight. Let's watch that once more. WE did come in with like the cooldown advantages, but great use of Gnar ultimate to kind of deny them and drag the fight out until this stage. Breathe goes in, really can't find the target, and this is basically all JD Gaming from that point on. They do a perfect close down onto the Drake pit. Even if they weren't able to get that Drake, they would have had that collapse onto the members of WE, and they just tie the knot.
And now everything becomes significantly harder for Team WE. Your poke doesn't really mean as much anymore. The burst damage that you might have been able to get down onto LokeN becomes a little bit longer, a little bit harder to push down. It becomes an awful lot harder for them to really force these fights and get the engage what they want. But I gotta say, the positioning from LvMao to be able to completely negate Missing, who again has been the catalyst for Team WE throughout to all of Demacia Cup. He's really looked solid, and it just hasn't really worked out for them in that particular fight. As I say that, Shanks getting jumped on here by Zoom. There is the Weaver's Wall, going to be delivering a Taliyah. As Breathe is here, Shanks goes golden. Zoom should be taken out, and they are going to be able to pick up that kill. Goes on to beishang, but the rest of the team are being chased down, Missing in a lot of trouble, and should just about know. Xiye gets the final auto attack, and yes, they picked up Zoom, but they lose themselves an inhibitor turret and an inhibitor. They will gain only 1 more turret on their bot side themselves, but what else can JDG do with this?
Honestly, that was much more in the favor of JD Gaming. Baron is just about to spawn. Zoom does have teleport, so they're looking like they're going to hold on to this vision advantage around the Baron pit and hopefully get another pick here. So on the map here, they're in a very favorable position. The thing they don't know, though, is that there is a ward inside that Baron pit. So WE are still pretty safe on doing this clears.
Now they see it. Now that the Baron is being taken, this should go down relatively quickly, down to about down below 9,000 HP. The rest of WE aren't really here just yet. They've got to make it very, very snappy, but I think they're just going to give it up. Yep, they just backed themselves away. They realize they are not in a position to be able to try and contest that one. LvMao just jump in straight away to try and catch out Shanks, but he is not tanky enough to fully face tank everybody, so he backs himself up. Overall, another advantage to JDG as they really are trying to force the issue here and send us to a Game 5.
Not really worth it for WE on that over-rotation. They do get 1 kill and 1 turret, but they're massively behind in tempo on the top side of the map. And JD Gaming, I believe they're going to try and close out this game just on this Baron right here. They're in a very strong position, and Gnar is one of the best sieging champions that you have. You go into that top side, it's a very narrow corridor where it's very easy for you to get multi-man stuns onto the entire team of WE. I think we're going to see them set siege towards the top lane.
And similar to Game 1, I gotta shout out LokeN on this Jhin, has positioned very, very nicely, kept himself safe, and just really been an absolute thorn in the side. As I say that, though, speaking of someone who has been having a good game and unfortunately gets caught out as LvMao, that is very, very unfortunate. That's going to delay this Baron push just a little bit. Yes, it's just about ticking over to about 1.5 minutes left, but that's just a bit of, again, another overextension coming out from JDG that just puts a little bit of a sour taste on their current performance.
Yeah, it does slow the clock down quite significantly as well. Those brushers are always the most dangerous ones. You don't really want to be poking in there alone. Honestly, LvMao could have waited until the wave went into the tower, maybe draw more members, but going way too cavalier there. However, JD Gaming still are able to stretch the map pretty thin. They do have all 4 Baron buffs up, excuse me, and they're able to take 2 down. 2 towers down.
Yes. 2 in tier 2 towers. The inhibitor in the mid lane did give them a hell of a lot of pressure as well, as those super minions are piling in. They still have 2 minutes and a bit of that. So for the side of WE, you're looking to try and find another one of those picks. Get one of those people down just before this Elder Drake, but with everyone resetting, I feel like JDG know not to get caught right now.
Well, they definitely should.
Yeah, well, yes,
they definitely
again,
should have learned
I have
their lesson
I have
right
to
now.
put big old connotations on that, like, should.
Yeah.
This is LPL, baby. We roll with the punches.
Definitely has been the case so far. I like what they're doing. They're pushing in super far with the Mega Gnar here. These tight corridors are absolutely terrifying to fight up against someone like a Gnar. And they're going to push all the way and hopefully move back into this Drake area. Just want to make sure they create enough distance here. But this is the time for W to strike.
Oh, they do get the Weaver's Wall down. They try to jump in. But that's a great flash by LokeN, and Missing is the first to fall. The inhibitor turret is dead, so you do not have a last line of defense. You see beishang trying to keep his AD carry alive. They're just trying to keep him going. Jhin is dead. That's a huge shutdown, but unfortunately for the side of Team WE, they doesn't look like they have the damage. It ends up losing 1 on the side of JDG, but 4 are dead on Team WE. And ladies and gentlemen, get the silver scrapes ready. It looks like we're going to a Game 5.
And what a series this has been. Lots of back and forth in terms of the strategy. W this time going for more of a snowball composition where they're looking to get beishang fed. But man, Zoom just made way too many good plays in the early game. He's able to trade 1v3 effectively. He got that great 3-man Mega Gnar. And to me, he's the surefire MVP. And the new point that JD Gaming should be playing around. Playing around top bot lane, they've tried it multiple times throughout this series. They've never looked as good as playing towards Zoom. That was a really smart play from Kanavi. Skips his red buff, goes towards the bot lane, gets a kill there, and that's when a lot of the aggression just stops coming out from WE's bot lane. They're not able to find the combo there. They try a lot of times into the top lane. Zoom is able to avoid most of them, and Kanavi is suddenly so fed that he can just go into the back line against Jiumeng and beishang and just clear those AD carries out that don't have a lot of mobility. So I think W still had a pretty good draft. I love the